Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Professor Madya Datin, Dr. Arni binti Abdul Ghani and Dr. Nur Adillah Mazain as our respected panels. My name is Nur Atika binti Muhammad Rajab and my research partner is Nurhanis binti Ahmad Asbullah. So, today we would like to present our final year project titled Evaluating Tourist Satisfaction in Kuala Selangor's Firefly Tourism, the role of motivations, environmental features and service quality. To begin our presentation, we will first explain the background of the study and the problem statement. Firefly tourism has become a popular attraction in Kuala Selangor, Malaysia. This unique natural phenomenon, where fireflies light up in synchronization, attract both local and international tourists, as mentioned by Nadira 2020. The park is especially popular among visitors from countries like Korea, Japan, China, and the United Kingdom, who are eager to witness the beauty of this firefly as highlighted by Lee and Nintanen 2022. However, there are several problems that need to be addressed. Firstly, tourist expectation and perception related to ecotourism product heavily influence their satisfaction, particularly in natural settings like Kuala Selangor. Secondly, fluctuation in firefly population density across different habitats can lead to inconsistent tourist experience, impacting overall satisfaction in the firefly industry. Lastly, the management of Kuala Selangor Firefly report challenges in providing optimal service quality while ensuring self-sustainability, which directly impact tourist satisfaction.
Alright, here are our research objectives. First, we wanted to identify the relationship between tourist motivations, environmental features, service quality, and tourist experience. Second, we look into whether tourist experience acts as a mediator. And lastly, we examine how tourist experience affect overall satisfactions. So basically, we wanted to know what makes tourists happy and how these factors are connected. Next, research questions. To guide our study, we developed three main research questions. The first one looks at the relationship between tourist motivations, environmental features, service quality, and tourist experience. Basically, how these three factors influence the experience. The second question asks whether tourist experience itself leads to tourist satisfactions. In other words, if having a good experience make tourists feel satisfied. And the third question is whether tourist experience acts as a bridge or mediator, connecting those three factors to overall tourist satisfactions.
Conceptual framework. The framework is designed to show the relationship between the independent variable, the mediating variable, and the dependent variable. The independent variable in this study are tourist motivations, environmental features, and service quality. These three factors are believed to influence the tourist experience, which acts as a mediator in this study. In turn, the tourist experience affects the dependent variable, which is tourist satisfaction. This framework helps us to understand not only the direct effect of the independent variable on satisfaction, but also how tourist experience plays an important mediating role in shaping overall satisfaction. Moving on to the literature review, we begin by highlighting the uniqueness of fireflies as a natural attraction. Fireflies, also known as kelip-kelip in Malay, are well known for their beautiful bioluminescence, which create a glowing effect that attract many visitors. According to Firefly Conservation and Research 2025, Malaysia is home to 13 species of fireflies. Out of these, 9 species are primarily found in mangrove forests, making places like Kuala Selangor an ideal ecotourism destinations. Study by Norella 2017 and Sahara 2017 also support this, emphasizing the ecological value and tourism potential of fireflies in Malaysia. This finding highlights the importance of protecting firefly habitats while promoting them as a sustainable tourism product.
In this study, we focus on 5 key variables. First, tourist motivations. Why people choose to travel, whether to relax or explore something unique. Then, environmental features. Things like nature, cleanliness, and safety that shape the atmosphere of the destinations. Service quality comes next. Based on the self-call model, it includes how responsive, reliable, and empathetic the service providers are. Now, the heart of the study, tourist experience. This is the emotional, sensory, and personal journey tourists go through. And in our model, experience acts as a mediator, meaning it connects those first 3 factors to the final outcome, which bring us to tourist satisfaction, whether the entire experience meets or even exceeds what the tourist expected. So, together, these 5 variables help us understand what truly shapes a meaningful and satisfying Firefly tourism experience. Key literature and gaps. Many previous studies have looked at tourist satisfactions and they highlight the importance of motivations, environmental features, and service quality. One well-known model is Parasuraman's self-call, which breaks down service quality into dimensions like reliability and empathy, all of which help shape customer satisfactions. But here's the gap. Most studies focus on these factors separately. Very few explore how all 3 work together, especially in niche ecotourism settings like firefly tourism in Kuala Selangor. That's where our study comes in. We combine all these factors into one model and test how they influence satisfactions through the tourist experience. So we are filling a real gap with practical and theoretical value.
Next, research methodology. In this study, we used a quantitative method with a structured questionnaire. It was a cross-sectional survey, which means data was collected at just one point in time. The questionnaire was self-complete by the respondents. The participants were 129 tourists who visited Kuala Selangor for firefly tourism. The sample size was calculated using a tool called G-Power to ensure it was suitable for analysis. The questionnaire had 4 main sections A, B, C, D, and E, with 5 items in each section. It used a 5-point Likert scale to measure things like tourist motivations, environmental features, service quality, and tourist satisfactions. Some questions were also in nominal scale format to collect basic info. For data collections, we used Google Forms and sent it to 150 people, and we received 129 complete responses, which become our sample size. The questionnaire was prepared in both English and Malay. Next, data was analyzed using SPSS software. We first did a pilot study with 30 respondents to test the questionnaire. Then we ran a reliability analysis using Chromebase Alpha. After that, we did descriptive statistics followed by multiple linear regressions to look at relationship between variables. Finally, we use Hayes process model to carry out mediation analysis.
Now, let's dive into who our respondents actually were. This demographic breakdown gives us a clearer picture of the people behind the data. Let's take a look at the demographic breakdown, as shown in the chart here. Out of 129 participants, the majority were female, 60.5%, and most were young adults. The 18 to 24 age group was the largest at 31.8%. Followed closely by the 25 to 34 group at 27.1%. Nearly 89.9% of the respondents were Malaysian nationals, while the remaining were international tourists. This mix helped reflect both local and overseas perspective. In terms of educations, the most common level was a bachelor degree, 39.5%, followed by a high school equivalent, 20.2%. Regarding travel frequency, most participants were not frequent travelers, with 37.2 traveling rarely 1 to 2 times a year and 31.0% traveling occasionally 3 to 5 times a year. This shows our sample mostly consisted of young, educated local tourists along with some international voices, which can help us better understand the full spectrum of tourist satisfactions. Now, let's look at how reliable our survey data is. We ran a reliability analysis using Chromebach Alpha for all four main constructs, and the result was strong. Tourist motivation had a good reliability score, 0.740, while environmental features was also acceptable at 0.701. The strongest reliability came from service quality with an alpha of 0.783. As for tourist satisfactions, the alpha was 0.692, just slightly below the 0.70 benchmark, but still considered acceptable in social research. Overall, this result shows that our survey items were consistent and accurately measure what they were intended to, which means we can trust the data moving forward.
Moving on to the descriptive analysis. For tourist motivations, the result shows that participants generally agreed with the statements, with a total mean of 3.51. The highest rated items was the statement about weather condition enhancing the experience, which had a mean of 3.63. This was followed by motivation related to social sharing and the natural environment of Kuala Selangor. The lowest mean score was for interest in seeing fireflies with 3.37, but it still shows a moderate level of agreements. Next, for environmental features, the total mean was 3.44, also showing a positive response. The highest score was against for weather conditions with a mean of 3.59, followed by proximity to fireflies and firefly abundance. The lowest rate items was satisfaction with wildlife variety with score 3.37. So, overall, both areas received moderate to high ratings, showing that both tourist motivations and environmental features contribute to a positive experience during the Firefly tour.
Looking at the chart here, we can continue with our service quality had a mean of 3.40, which is above the neutral midpoint of 3. This means tourists generally view the services provided as satisfactory. It reflects that staff, facilities, and services met basic expectations. While not extremely high, the score shows that tourists didn't have major complaints about the service quality provided. And the last one is tourist satisfaction was slightly higher at 3.51, indicating that overall tourists felt quite happy with their experience. This suggests that their expectations were mostly met or exceeded. It also implies that tourists left the destination with generally positive impressions. Since both scores are above 3, it suggests that tourists have positive perceptions across all areas, including tourist motivations, environmental features, service quality, and tourist satisfactions. This tells us that most visitors felt good about their Firefly tourism experience in Kuala Selangor.
Next, multiple linear regressions. The multiple linear regression analysis showed that tourist motivations, environmental features, and service quality all had a significant positive effect on tourist experience in Kuala Selangor's Firefly tourism. Among the three, service quality had the strongest influence, B equal 0.401, followed by tourist motivation B equal 0.377 and environmental features B equal 0.362. All results were statistically significant that shows p-value less than 0.001. Next, hypothesis. For hypothesis 1, 2, 3, a multiple linear regression was conducted to see how tourist motivations, environmental features, and service quality affect tourist experience. All three were found to have positive and significant effects that p-value less than 0.001, with service quality showing the strongest influence, even though the R-square value was 1.000, which may suggest overlap between variables. The result still supports all three hypotheses. Next is hypothesis 4 was tested using simple linear regressions. The analysis showed that tourist experience significantly increased tourist satisfaction, explaining 61.5% of the variance. This supports hypothesis 4. So, for hypothesis 5 to 7, mediation analysis was done using Hayes process model. The results showed that tourist experience acts as a mediator between the three predictors and tourist satisfactions. Since all indirect effects were significant, hypotheses 5, 6, and 7 were supported as well.
From this study, we found that tourist motivations, environmental features, service quality all have a significant impact on tourist satisfactions in Kuala Selangor Firefly tourism. What's interesting is that these factors influence satisfaction not just directly, but also indirectly through tourist experience, which act as a mediator. This tells us that the experience itself is the glue. It connects everything and transforms services into lasting satisfactions. That's why giving tourists more than just information or good service isn't enough. We need to offer them a memorable and emotionally engaging experience, something they will truly remember and feel connected to. Practically, this means tour operators should enhance both the tangible aspect, like service quality, and the intangible element, like atmosphere, storytelling, and emotional connections, to create a more complete and satisfying journey. This approach not only boosts satisfactions but also support sustainable ecotourism growth in the long run. Wow, I can't believe we have already reached the conclusions. To wrap things up, this study clearly shows that tourist motivations, environmental features, and service quality all have positive impact on both tourist experience and satisfactions in Kuala Selangor's Firefly tourism. But the real star here is the tourist experience itself, acting as a bridge that connects expectations to actual satisfactions. It's what turns a normal trip into a memorable one. So, what can we take away from this? If we want tourists to come back and tell others, then we need more than just good service. Providers must also protect the environment and offer meaningful, experience-based tourism that really connect with people. By doing this, we are not only improving satisfactions, we are also building a stronger future for sustainable ecotourism in Kuala Selangor. And that's a win for everyone, the tourists, the community, and the environment. Last but not least, this is a short video we took during our actual visit to the Firefly site in Kuala Selangor. We wanted to show you Dr. Arni and Dr. Adila the real atmosphere, the peaceful mangrove, the calm river at night, and the magical glow of the fireflies. It brings our research to life and shows just how much the environment shapes the tourist experience. So that's all from us. Thank you so much for watching.